I got my tackle box, brown bobs, like a pearl fishing sauce, wristband, rod in hand, now it's time to make a plan. Set the motorbikes in motion, head on down to the ocean. Hopefully we catch a fish, we'll turn into a commandeer. Fishin' Musician's Kitchen. 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 I'm Steve Ling, and this is the Fishin' Musician's Kitchen. I'm a Red Seal chef, and I've been a performing drummer most all my life. I am currently playing in a high-energy original rock band here in British Columbia, where I reside on the west coast of Vancouver Island. Passionate about the outdoors, I love fishing and have guided these waters for well over a decade now. And to keep my boat going, I became a licensed marine mechanic. These are the jobs I do, these are the jobs I do. Write that down, there's a song in there. The concept for the show came from one of my guitar players, and the idea is that we take the viewing audience out onto the ocean, show the techniques that we use to catch the fish we're targeting, then bring it home and prepare a gourmet meal and have some tunes and fun afterwards. Sounds like a lot of fun. Here we are at Chiana Marina, which is in Beecher Bay, the southernmost tip of Vancouver Island, where today we're going to be heading out into the middle of the Juan de Fuca Strait, where we'll be targeting coho salmon for our West Coast Thanksgiving dinner. Everything on the menu will be from the ocean and our local farmers. My guest today is Pete McDonald. He's a recent transplant from Nova Scotia, also known as East Coast Pete, and he'll be my first mate. So let's get geared up and head out on into the wild blue yonder. Okay, so we're late in the season. It's October 3rd right now, and we're getting close to the end of the salmon season, but there still are a few Chinook around. Today we're actually targeting coho, but we're gonna try for a Chinook here early in the morning before we get out to the very middle of the strait, where I believe that the coho will be. And Pete, what a beautiful day it is today.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, just gorgeous.
Yeah.
We lucked out. All right, let's get the gear down.
All right. Well, I can't friggin' believe it, but Steve let me drive the boat for once. And I don't know where the heck I'm going, I gotta be honest. What are you at down there, Steve?
Well, I'm thinking about making up something to eat. What are you feeling like there, Pete?
Why don't we catch some cod?
Definitely not targeting cod. If you want some cod tacos,
I would love buy a dice for a cod taco.
this is salmon that I smoked last night on my charcoal smoker. Salmon, PEI cheese for you, Pete, because I knew you were coming out today. So I got some cheese from PEI. Looks delicious. Want to try some?
I would.
So we're downrigger fishing today. This is a downrigger. This is a fishing rod. We're going fishing. We're going to use 12-pound balls. And what this does is takes the fishing line down to the depth we're looking for. Today we're going to fish basically 60 and 80. And that's where the Chinooks are and the coho. So what we're going to use today, because there's still a few big Chinook around, we're going to use anchovy. I like to fan up the dorsal fin here and maybe fan out the tail a little bit too. This makes it look more realistic. We're going to put it in a teaser head. This is called Bloody Nose. We're going to put his helmet on and put him in the game. I'm hooking the treble hook right around there behind the dorsal fin, and then we just want to give it a slight bend. This is attached to the flasher, which mimics another fish down there. At depths it just flashes and it looks like another fish is feeding and maybe injured this one. And hopefully this is gonna have a beautiful roll. Let's see what we get. That's the roll we're looking for right there. It looks like an injured fish. We call that currency, money roll. That's money. That's coming up fish, I guarantee you. Oh man! Pop him off the cliff there, Pete. Reel down, reel. There we go. Now he's off the cliff. He's off. Oh, I feel decent. See? What is this one? Mayhem. Oh. We might have to switch here, Pete. Okay. Switch. I think I caught a whale, Steve. Oh, are we tangled? Nope, I hope not. Oh, we are. Oh, back under? Under, yeah. Oh, we got two. We're on tangle. We got two. Oh, Pete. I'm trying. Okay, we're good. Here we go. Oh, nice fish. Oh, now we're tangled again. Now we're untangled. Right on, we found him.
You get me out of the flatland, take me home to the mountain. I can hear them calling out west to the sea. Ain't no place that I'd rather go, out there to my country home, where I'm surrounded by the friends I know and my family.
So it's another successful day in the Juan de Fuca Strait. We have our salmon for our Thanksgiving dinner. And tomorrow we're going to go over to the other side of the island into Saanich Inlet and the Brentwood Bay and go prawning and go visit our friends at the oyster lease.
The frostbite in the end of my nose, oh please God.
It's going to be a great dinner. Come on along.
I don't want to live this way, but unfortunately I gotta pay. I don't see it any other way. I get the things I need.
Hi, so here we are in Saanich Inlet, beautiful British Columbia, and today we're going to take a boat trip to Salt Spring Island, which is at the mouth of the inlet, about up there, about 5 kilometers, where we're going to go see my friends who have an oyster lease, and we're going to pick up some oysters for our Thanksgiving dinner. We're also going to drop the prawn traps on the way and pick them up on the way back and see what we get. Come on. So here we are in Coal Bay, which is our first stop on the way to Salt Spring Island. And I've prawned at this spot before and it's been very lucrative. So we're gonna drop a couple of prospect traps here first. And we're basically looking for anywhere from 220 feet of water to 240 is what I like in this area. So we'll drop this in the bait cage. And this is crab candy and crab and shrimp fuel. I'm using shackles here. Some guys like to zap strap them on to, you know, deter theft. But from experience, that doesn't work. They just cut the line. So hopefully we come back and our traps are still here, yeah? Perfect. We're in exactly 223 feet of water, which is my favorite depth. It's all about lucky numbers. And we're gonna let these soak for hopefully around 4 hours. And we should have quite a few prawns after 4 hours, you would think. Deadliest catch. Yeah, we're okay, man. I think I just got a little water in the fuel. I'm just going to drain it out. I have a secondary motor on a different tank as well. Thanks a lot, though. It's lucky that I'm a marine mechanic, and I think I've found the source of the problem. It seems to be some water in the fuel tank from sitting in my driveway, the condensation, over the whole season. So I'm just going to drain the fuel system, and hopefully that takes care of the problem. Juice it back up and away we go. Where's my fucking tools? Okay, hopefully I found the problem. There did seem to be water in the fuel. So we've drained the fuel system, re-pumped it back up, and now we're gonna get up and see if it goes. And it's a good thing we noticed that, because had I kept trying to go the injectors would have been plugged and we'd probably be dead in the water. So cross your fingers, hope to not die.
I got something weighing on my mind. So many places and so little time. It's no secret, I got restless feet. I still smile at everybody.
Hi, Dan.
Hey Steve, how's it going?
Excellent. This is Dan Baker. He's the caretaker here at Hope Point. And they have an oyster lease just on the other side of this point, which is called
Evening Cove Oysters.
Evening Cove Oysters. He's been nice enough to leave us some hanging off the dock here. Are these them right here, Dan?
Yep, we have some smalls and some mediums, and
smalls and
guys
some
can drop
mediums.
them off for you. Help yourself.
All right, let's pull them up and have a look. Oh my God, they look fantastic. Those would be the smalls. Oh, beautiful. And the mediums. Those look beautiful, Dan.
Yeah, you'll enjoy those.
So we were wondering if we could maybe go over and have a look at the oyster lease.
Yep, there's a few guys over there right now. They'd be more than happy to show you around.
Right on. Would you like to come with us?
I'll be with you.
Excellent.
Hey Ryan.
Hey Dan, how's it going?
Not too bad.
Nice to see
Thought I'd
you.
bring my friend Steve here to check out your
Hi,
oyster
Ryan.
lease.
Oh, sure thing. Come
Permission
aboard.
to come aboard, Captain. How long are you guys on this every day?
Oh, sometimes it's all day because we do our tumbling up here, we do our harvesting up
Basically, sunrise to sunset,
here. Pretty much.
even after dark?
But every day we have to go out to the nursery and clean everything up, make sure it's all clean, make sure the water's flowing.
And what are these oysters actually called?
These are Pacific oysters.
Pacific oysters. And how does the process work here?
How's the process work? Well, before we would buy seed that's just big enough to go into our trays here without falling out the side.
So this wouldn't be considered a seed.
It's
This is a
that's
small?
That's pretty small. It's
Really
smaller
small.
than a cocktail.
Ah,
Still needs to grow.
still needs to grow.
Yeah, we're
So they
this is-
start the size of a seed.
Yeah, the stuff we just got on the Flipsy starts the size of a grain of sand. Like,
Wow.
yeah, it's really hard to manage, but they do grow really fast.
And this operation over here is where the baby oysters are, I guess you call
Yeah,
them?
right over by our shack over there, right over by our float house. You can see our gantry crane. We've got solar panels set up, covering the whole other side of the roof there, and that powers our paddle wheel,
Oh,
which
great.
keeps water circulating 24/7 to make sure the babies are getting as much food as they can.
I'd like to try one right now. Cheers, Ryan.
Cheers.
hatch.
That is absolutely fantastic,
Evening
Dan.
Cove Oysters, isn't that great?
Oh, my guests are going to be so pleased. Ryan, thank you very much.
Oh.
It's been very enlightening
Thank you very much.
and very delicious.
Oh yeah, they're really good.
And thank you so much for the oysters.
Oh yeah, take them. They're all beautiful.
It's for my West Coast Thanksgiving dinner, which is all seafood and everything from local farms and my own farm.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I handpicked those ones myself.
Thank you, Dan.
Nicest ones I
You
could
bet,
find.
Steve.
Great
Enjoy.
to see you.
You know I really love you, baby. And you know it's true. You know I really love you, baby. I hope you feel it too. You know I really love you, baby. It's just me and you. It won't be the last time I sing to you.
Our first course tonight is a BC spot prawn bisque. We start by making a rich fish stock using the shells from the prawns we caught. We're going to add some lemon, carrot, roasted garlic, and then put that in a pot with a halibut carcass and a salmon carcass and all kinds of lovely ingredients. Right now we're in a commercial kitchen owned by my good friend Connor, but soon we'll be heading back to my place to finish the meal there. Nothing like getting the house smelling like roasted peppers. Roast them right in the fireplace. Now we chop up some shrimp meat and add that to our stock that we've thickened with tomato and a little bit of rice and topped with brandy. As you can see on our appy platter, we have angels on horseback, and we smoked these oysters ourselves using peach wood from my own tree that happened to blow down last year in my yard, as well as a nice little fillet of smoked salmon. Smells fantastic. Also, we have a grilled pear with Stilton that we stuffed with caramelized onions and topped with a port vinaigrette. We grill the pears on the barbecue, then stuff them with the caramelized onions, top it with Stilton cheese, and then a nice hefty helping of port vinaigrette over top of that. Our main dish is salmon coulebiac, as my French chef Jacques used to say. We're stuffing that with duxelle, which is a finely chopped mushroom, and we used chanterelles that we picked ourselves. And we put a little bechamel in there and then wrap the whole thing in puff pastry. Let's put some scales on there to make it look real. A quick brushing of egg wash and into the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. And for dessert, we have zabaglione. It's an Italian dessert made of whipped egg, Marsala wine, brandy, a little sugar, and we whip that over a double boiler. Top it with a little Bernard Callebaut chocolate. That with oysters, rice pilaf, and fresh honey glazed carrots. Our guests are sure to enjoy themselves at Lincolnshire. Looks like we're ready for our guests.
Happy Thanksgiving! Great to see you. To see you. Yeah, see you. Right on. Good to see you. I love you. Oh yeah, the big bottle. That's you know what time it is. Good to see you.
Who's that asshole?
Thank you, Langer.
Thanks, Langer. Jeez. Hey, pastry.
Oh, did you make that?
I did not make that, but it was like $700 for the bottle.
It's funny because it tastes like $12 bottle.
What did you make $700?
It smells amazing.
Looks amazing.
You guys caught the prawns.
We caught the prawns and made the bisque.
What's the difference between a bisque and a puree?
Or a soup, per se. A bisque is made with roasted crustaceans. That's what a bisque is. Yeah, and you hold it like this, Mike. And you put your arm over like this.
Gotta make sure to ruin it with hot sauce.
Yeah, this is gonna be great.
What do we
Salmon coulebiac. That's the fish that Pete and I caught, and we wrapped it in puff pastry and stuffed it with Jesse's mushrooms. Ooh yeah!
Thanks, Langer. That looks awesome.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And thanks for coming. And thank you, Mike, for your garlic. Thank you, Jesse, for your lovely mushrooms. Thank you all again for coming to Thanksgiving at Lincolnshire.
Oh, I'm cheersing again.
Trying to make $1 and I hope it doesn't come too slow.
Thanks for watching the Fishin' Musician's Kitchen. Join us next week when we go fishing for halibut, and I show you how to make the best fish and chips batter in the world. Hope to see you. Let's jam.
Nothing lose. Hey!
I'm Steve Ling, and this is the Fishin' Musician's Kitchen. It is the Fishin' Musician's Kitchen, the Fishin' Musician's Kitchen. I've been up back. Okay, here we go. Action, don't say action, clap.
Somebody.
Show the techniques that we use to catch the fish that we're targeting for our menu that night. The party that we're gonna have after and jam.
That was very William Shatner.
Just sit back up the way you were.
Sit back up the way you were. Yeah, exactly. Right there.
These are the jobs I do. These are the jobs I do.
Cut.